If you are just starting out in Hotel Galactic, here are 15 tips that'll help make your playthrough smoother. I also have extra copies of the game for a giveaway, courtesy of the developers, and to enter, simply join my Discord server link below and look at the announcements. Let's go to the first tip. While your hotel is still small, unlike my current hotel right now, I want you to consider each room very carefully. When you are building a room, it's best to focus on that one room first, decorate it, and make it nice before adding a bunch more rooms. My mistake was adding too many rooms at once. My guests kept complaining about not having enough decorations in their rooms, and I didn't have enough materials to build any more furniture for them. Each room that you will construct has a minimum and maximum height and width. Carefully plan how big you want your spaces to be, especially since you also need to build other amenities for your guests beyond just the guest room, like a dining area, a bathroom, a restroom, etc. Also, keep in mind, once your hotel starts expanding vertically with elevators, your workers will take more time to complete tasks since they have to travel through the elevators. So before expanding vertically, I recommend focusing on other stuff first and not worrying about having too many guests all at once. You also can't easily demolish rooms. Only rooms on the outer edge of your hotel can be removed. Anything sandwiched between other rooms is locked since removing it would cut off the corridors and block access to nearby rooms. On top of that, you can't demolish a guest room while someone's staying in it, or any other room while a guest is actively using something inside. So, take your time to fully furnish each room and make sure your guests have access to all the basic amenities before expanding. While we are talking about your hotel layout, there is something I didn't know at first. You can actually put multiple beds in one room. If you want, you can put 2 or even more beds in a single room, and that room will accept multiple guests at once. This is very helpful for saving space. I ended up making a bunch of 3x3 rooms with just one bed each before I realized I could have just made one room with multiple beds instead. Once your island expands, you might have quests in different parts of the map, and an easy way to get around is to hover over the minimap up here and click it to travel to different areas. You can also zoom in and out for a better overview of everything. Then, if you have an active quest, you can actually click on the quest icon to automatically get directed to the NPC or location you need. At the beginning, when your hotel is still small, you might have some downtime where you're just waiting for your workers to finish tasks. To pass the time, you can speed things up by clicking the speed icons over here or by using keyboard shortcuts. Press 1 to pause, 2 for normal speed, 3 to speed up 2 times, and 4 to speed up the game by 3 times. The next tip is a little bit quest specific. If someone asks you to lend a worker for a multiple day trip, do not send any of your main characters. Instead, pick one of your hired workers who doesn't have any impact on the story. I accidentally sent one of my NPCs, Sparn, on one of these trips. Then I got a quest that required me to talk to Sparn, but they were gone for 3 days or more. I got stuck for a bit because I couldn't progress without talking to them. You can check on your guests' needs by right-clicking them. This is something I didn't know at first, but it shows you exactly what they need. For example, I can see that a couple of my guests are hungry, so I can tell that I need to make my kitchen and dining areas more efficient. This menu also shows other useful information like what food a guest likes and dislikes. Then sometimes their dialogue gives hints too, like a guest mentioning they should take a shower, which tells you that you need to build a shower area if needed. You can do the same with your employees. Right-clicking on them will show you their needs, what they are working on, and what items and tools they currently have in their inventory. I have noticed some of my workers randomly laying on the ground to rest, and I didn't understand why at first until I looked at their needs by right-clicking on them. If your workers are always hungry, it means you need to make more meals for them. If they are not getting enough rest, that might mean it's time to hire more workers to spread out the workload. Taking care of their needs will ensure that they are working efficiently. Workers can also only complete certain tasks if they have the right tool. For example, chopping down a tree requires an axe. Some materials need upgraded tools too. If you want to mine sandstone ore, you will need at least an iron pickaxe. A crude one won't be able to mine it. Make sure that at least one of your employees have the necessary tool to gather the materials you need. If you click on the employee overview over here, you can see all your workers and which tasks they are particularly good at. The higher the number assigned to a skill, the more efficient they are at it. For example, I have a worker named Tuni with level 7 in housekeeping. So I set housekeeping to high priority for them so that they will prioritize any housekeeping task compared to others. For mining, I found Solaris had a much higher skill level compared to my other workers, so I assigned them to mining instead. I can also click the workers icon over here to locate them on the map. Then, right-click on them to make sure they have the right tool equipped for mining. For your research tree, aside from whatever's required for your main story quest, I recommend prioritizing the hotel category early on. Try to unlock the storage room and elevators as fast as you can. Elevators are especially important since they let you expand your hotel vertically, allowing you to add more rooms. You can also expand your hotel horizontally by removing tree stumps, but this requires unlocking basic farming under the crafting skill tree, which is pretty far down the research tree. But once unlocked, you can craft a makeshift hoe to root out trees. I don't really recommend doing this though. Resources in your backyard are limited and regenerate very slowly. If you use too much space for your hotel, you might struggle to gather wood, stone, sandstone, and other materials found in your backyard later on. Since backyard resources take a while to regenerate, I highly recommend summoning the merchant ship regularly. They will have a rotating selection of items, and I recommend buying resources that are discounted, even if you don't need them yet. You will likely run out eventually, so stocking up when there's a discount is worth it if you have the money. If you're looking for a specific item the merchant doesn't have, you can pull the lever to refresh their inventory for 5 gold. You can summon the merchant ship anytime by clicking its icon up here, though it takes 8 hours for them to arrive. Pay attention to your research room. The capacity of each goo type is limited, so if you hit the max, you will stop earning more of that color until you use some. Always make sure to spend your goo once it's near capacity so it doesn't go to waste. Each guest gives off a different color of goo. If you want more of a specific color, prioritize accepting the guest types that produce it. If you're feeling overwhelmed or you want to do major renovations, you can close your hotel using the icon over here. This won't make current guests disappear, but it stops new ones from arriving. Once all of your current guests check out, you're free to renovate or catch up on whatever tasks you've been neglecting. You can reopen anytime once you're ready. At the start, you'll have a basic crude storage with a max capacity of 40 items, and workers automatically store items there. Once you've unlocked storage room or advanced storage from the research tree, you can craft better storage options at your crafting station. The reinforced storage holds up to 70 items, while the iron storage holds even more. The storage you use for your crafting materials like wood, twigs, and stone is different from the storage you can use for food and farming, but all of these storage types can be upgraded. Storage shelves work differently. You cannot store raw materials there, but you can store crates containing furniture or other items you're not currently using. I use mine to keep unused decor items off the floor and organized. Let me know if this video has been helpful for you and if you have other tips to share with us. If you're still on the fence about getting this game, check out this next video for my first impressions review.